Salutations, everyone. How's it going? I am Jeff, and this is CJM Extra, and I'm here with.
Michael.
And this is going to be the last quote unquote video of 2021 of CJM Extra.
Yes.
This is the week of New Year's Eve, or as some call it, the lost week, because no one knows what the fuck they're doing days after Christmas that correspond to the new year of almost January.
Pretty much. People checked out.
Seriously. It's like, I mean, we're still in the grasp of the variant COVID and shit, unfortunately. So
Yeah.
but we are doing our best. I had a good Christmas. Mike, how was your Christmas?
My Christmas was good, pretty much. Laid back. Like got to open most of her gifts on Christmas Eve. Except I had to work. But it was like an easy night. It wasn't that bad, really.
Nice. So you just so
He's
did you like listen to podcasts or music or whatever?
Yeah, I listened to some music. Watched the Christmas Story. So yeah, nice.
Wow. Your computer at work or your phone?
Yeah. Computer works. Like, okay, sweet.
I mean, it's a Christmas Story. I mean, it's a good movie. I mean, as an adult, we have a new appreciation for it.
Yeah, definitely.
And I did keep that movie out on the background, so.
Yeah. It's good on the background.
Yeah, and actually, I kept missing this one part until I was able to catch it, like after, like around 11 or 12 or whatever, when Ralphie kicks that Doofus's ass.
Oh yeah. Repeats up Scott Fergus.
Yeah, and I just kept missing it because I was busy with doing something else. Like, God damn, I keep missing the damn fight. So I had to watch it. Like, oh god, I just gotta wait.
Yeah, they actually scripted all that, gibberish Ralphie said, so it was like made up.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know.
Yeah, it was all scripted. That's scripted. It's like nice.
Okay, nice.
Uh-huh.
So we both had an interesting Christmas, more or less. It was chill.
Yeah.
It was nice. Kind of sad that it always ends. It's kind of depressing when Christmas ends. But
Yeah,
we get over it, sadly.
And then you have some Jen. It's coming. Yes, Christmas ends. Oh God, January is coming.
Yeah, I honestly, I have anxiety for January because I gotta start doing what I'm supposed to do now, and it's like, oh God, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll talk about this on off recording, but anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, January, the week of New Year's Eve is just like chill. No one cares about anything. They just want to get things done, and it's like, whatever. I mean, what are we supposed to like? What day is it? It's only Tuesday. Oh, really? I mean, whatever. So, yeah. I think we should probably do something at least on New Year's Eve, though.
True.
Maybe we'll watch something. Maybe I'll try to find a movie to watch. Who knows? But we'll see. But this is the end of the year roundup of comics and kind of shows, more or less. And on the screen I have, which I'll send a picture to Mike. It just has like comic covers and interesting things and everything that was kind of key, more in the zeitgeist and more for me because this is my CGM Extra thing, and I'm gonna put this on here because I thought this was kind of good shit. We'll see. I'll talk with Mike about it though to get his opinion on certain things. But one important one, which is kind of in the center, it is Batman and Selina. And since this is the Batman, I will have Michael talk about it. Michael, since this was like kind of like almost a year we were going to get Batman before it got pushed back, what are your thoughts on that new trailer, Bat and the Cat?
Yeah, that new trailer looks so awesome. Like, I am ready for the Batman But then, then I realized that I will be on a cruise during that weekend, so I might miss that weekend unless I go see it Monday. Like, once I get back, we'll wait and see. But I like the trailer. We got a little bit of Selena Bruce interaction. We got more Riddler. Really excited for him. We got a lot of more sequences of action, like Batman beating up criminals, Catwoman being Catwoman, for like like her being tongue in cheek, flirty. Good, good. You can feel the chemistry there.
Yes,
So it looks really good.
it is like it's like Mulder, Scully, or any show that has a guy and female lead kind of energy.
Yeah, it's got that sexual tension. The imagery looks good. Looks like a little bit of Arkham City, mix of Blade Runner kind of vibes.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks really good. I mean, I'm really hyped. This might actually be the best Batman movie
Well,
this far, but we'll wait and see.
yes, because as you know, since we were kids, the Batman has been in the Hollywood sphere for like a minute with, which technically began with Matt Adam West in the Batman show, and
Yes,
then we got
the
Michael
Timber.
Keaton, Tim Burton's The Batman with Michael Keaton.
Yes, we'll be back to Flash movie.
Yes, and it just went on from there. And the thing is, there's a perception about Batman for non-comic viewers that see these characters come to life in different interpretations. That
Yeah.
some take it or leave it,
Mm-hmm.
and that influenced a generation of nerds, geeks, freaks, whatever you want to call them.
Mm-hmm.
And we all have our visions of what the Batman should be. Me, though, again, I am not what you would say like a Batman purist, as like say like you are. I don't know, I can't call you a purist, but someone who's more knowledgeable and very invested in it more than I am, because I had no idea at first he was a fucking detective.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
just thought he just beat up criminals, but it's like no, he is more than just beating up criminals. He's like one of the smart. He's a genius level. He's a genius level intellectual person who's one of the smartest people in the DC comics. He's like up there where Sherlock Holmes levels and shit.
Yeah, it's Sherlock Holmes dressed up as bad. That's pretty much Batman. And we kind of forget that Batman is a detective, sadly.
Hmm.
Because, movies and, series a little bit. But, and definitely I'm glad, like, at least this movie that's come out, they're getting back to his darker detective route.
And he actually uses a gun, which is always I remember that from what you said, and that's cool. Whatever, I don't care. It's a
And,
different interpretation, like whatever. Okay.
yeah, because, like, then they quickly got rid of that gun idea really quickly.
Yeah. Like, oh no, he looks like the Shadow. No.
Yeah, it's like Shadow. Yeah, we better get rid of that. Like, it was like maybe an issue, maybe 2, 3 at most for the thing that. So, yeah, maybe not even. Maybe it's just one I read, but it was like, it was very short lived.
And you know this, and and other people know this about the gun thing, except for others who realized it when it was that like he did use a gun early, but it was like went away quickly, as you said, and everyone said people were like a non-belief, but he's not supposed to use a gun. It was the 30s. What do you want? It's like the
Yeah,
30s. What the fuck do you want?
it
That's
was
a
different.
fucking cannon.
It was different. And that was Golden Age of Batman. With,
Gold age before we were born.
yeah, like a lot of stuff back then isn't canon to today. It's
But no,
so hard.
I shouldn't have said canon, but it was part of the story history. I guess of
It's part of his
Batman.
history. But yeah, it's part of his history though. So, we talk about Batman. least acknowledge that, yeah, it did happen.
Like with any comic characters, their history, even if it's not really canon anymore, it's still part of the character
Yeah,
that did happen, and had to be got to acknowledge even the bad or some questionable things.
yeah, because a lot of heroes back then, different era, did some, strange, weird, even terrible stuff too.
I'm not even gonna get into Superman. God, that shit is just weird.
Yeah,
Superman's
so
just as
anyway,
notorious, if not worse than Batman.
yeah, he went through some interesting stuff.
And Wonder Woman, she might have been cheesecakey, but other than that, whatever.
Yeah, yeah, her career was into some stuff, kinky stuff.
Yeah, S&M bondage, baby.
Yeah, I mean, that's why.
Um. Anyway. Um. Yeah, the Batman for you is gonna be like 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 the Holy Grail, as it were, for you.
Yes,
And yeah, that shit looked great. I mean, other from what I saw, yeah, it looks all great and everything. I'm actually more invested, of course, in the Bruce Selena of it all because I guess I get you can't. I mean, I don't think I'm like a big support. It's not like I'm a big fan of it, but when I see the two together, I like it.
mm-hmm.
And and maybe it is lingering feelings due to the called off wedding of 2018. Remember that shit went
Mm-hmm.
under Tom King, which
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Yeah,
think anyone's still forgiven. I spent money on this comic and I took the day off. What the fuck? They ain't gonna marry.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So if will they get to that point? I doubt it. But at least they got the chemistry and that they can be like on again, off again, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
Because that is the nature of the relationship. And so they,
Mm-hmm.
as for you, and if Rocky's listening, this is more for you guys. Lupin and Fujiko, as it were, too.
Yes, yes, definitely. I don't know, we found future.
Will they? I don't know. It's just up in the air, dude. You just gotta leave it up to you just gotta watch and see what happens. It's more about the journey than the ending if they will ever really be together.
Yeah,
Which is fucking frustrating because I'm like a completionist. Like, what's the fucking ending?
yeah,
What's the end
but
story, damn it?
mm, mm,
But I digress. The Batman new trailer, go check it out, is great. A lot of
mm,
expectations, and again, as Mike said, this could be like the biggest maybe the best Batman film of our time, probably.
mm,
But we will see, but time will tell in a couple months
mm,
when it comes out.
mm,
Okay, I'm gonna keep
that's,
I'm gonna keep this in the Batman DC realm. So for next is Michael. Who the fuck is the Gardener?
the gardener. The gardener is a new character that was introduced recently. It's a sort of new, it's a new equivalent to Poison Ivy. She is, interested in Harley Quinn
Mm-hmm.
and was, believe it or not, I believe if I remember correctly, was like an old roommate of Pamela Isley.
Oh,
And they're cool.
wow. Okay.
Okay.
Nice. Is there anything else about her that besides being the roommate of Pamela Isley?
Well, she seems to be like interested in Harley. And it's not like romantically or like lustfully.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll wait and see if anything happens. But she's kind of like the new Poison Ivy, sort of like how like Punchline was introduced as the next Harley in a way, or the anti-Harley. Wanna beat that Harley, I guess.
Hmm. Have you kept up with any of the Batman stories as of this year?
a little bit. I do know that they introduced anti the anti Joker, Miracle Molly,
Okay.
who is still insane, still kills, but she does it more through logical reasoning, or
Hmm.
she just doesn't do like the Joker. So, so
Wow.
she seems to manage the character.
Hmm. Okay. Okay.
Uh-huh. And yes, there is a bad woman who laughs now. I'm just like, oh my god.
I am going to pretend that's not even a thing because that was so Scott Snyder's vision.
Yeah, and suddenly, yes, we got not Kate Kane, but Kathy Kane from an alternate universe. Like, oh, great.
No one asked for this, DC, or whoever's doing it. No one
And
asked for this.
that's why I made that stupid Star Wars joke. This skinny had nothing to do with them.
Like, come on, like I can't imagine. Well, I mean, I like Kate Kane and everything, but damn, why would you do her bad like that? An alternate version, no, it's an alternate version. No, fuck, I care. But still,
Mhm.
Who's asking for this? Who's asking for more?
Mhm.
He's technically the pundit that laughs died at the end of that death metal shit, which was good on Scott Snyder for ending it. Good for him. Like it, I like his stuff. I like his stuff, but damn, no. I think, I mean, Scott Snyder, bless him, he's great. I mean, he's got a nice little vision of his storytelling, which is great with Greg Capullo on art and shit. But damn it, if that whole, oh god, what was it? The owls, the fucking owls was a thing, and then making the third Joker a thing, and so how are these and then introducing the fucking three Jokers and shit? Like, oh god, how is this? And it took years to finally realize that
Yeah,
at that comic book, it's like it doesn't matter. Joker is an incarnation of anything that Batman
yeah.
likes. It doesn't matter it doesn't matter what his origins is. Shut up about it.
And speaking of Joker, they did introduce like the next Joker. He looks like a weird version of like, oh god,
Ugh,
they just can't get over the Joker. Apparently,
that is so baffling, but I guess they have to keep Batman kind of like busy with his shit in Gotham.
and it's like, yeah, gotta keep this Joker train rolling.
Yeah.
Even though other villains think it is.
Granted, I mean, I can't really say anything because I don't read it, but like, why not give like extra attention to like some of your other villains that are probably on the down low right now?
Yeah,
Like,
well,
make
yeah,
Riddler and Penguin a thing because they're gonna be in a new Batman film.
that's true. And I believe they are coming up in a new arc, at
Hmm.
least for back now. That's gonna be a thing.
Nice.
So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah.
And oh, I guess I should also bring this one up because it corresponds with Batman's family. Tim Drake, he came out as bisexual finally, or at least it was revealed he is bisexual,
Mhm,
and good for him.
mhm,
Whether some fans figured it out that he coded it as either some fans figured it out that he was coded that way or not is anyone's guess. I mean, I don't know. I never really followed such things. I don't think about shit. I don't think about that kind of stuff. But I'm happy
mhm,
for him, for Tim
yeah,
Drake, and so he's. I guess he'll have a boyfriend. Some people are really heavily, really wanting him to be with
mhm,
what's his name, Connor Kent. Finally,
mhm,
like, dude, but you can be together with Connor Kent and the Superboy. Go for it. And
mhm,
I don't think DC's gonna do that.
yeah,
I think that I mean, it's still under a certain rule. I think I don't know, like whoever like is like the head leader of such things, of like one of the characters, like who signs off on this shit ain't gonna go. I think they ain't gonna do it.
Sure.
I mean, if it did, I'd be surprised. Like, oh shit! But I don't think DC Comics will ever let Tim and Connor really be a thing, and it'll just have to be within the fandom little community on TikTok and Twitter and shit.
Sure. Yeah.
Um, Speaking of which, in this DC crowd and Superman, we got a new Superman, and it's John
Yeah.
Kent.
Yeah.
And who's John Kent? He is the biological son of Clark Kent,
Clark.
Kal-El, and Lois Lane.
Mm-hmm.
And where did he come from? He came in some kind of event years ago, and then after some
Mm-hmm.
confusing thing of the New 52 and shenanigans, two Superman were combined together to combine their histories finally and just start
Mm-hmm.
fresh, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
When they came back together, some history was shifted. Like the whole Superman Wonder Woman thing, they were never really a fucking couple at this point, and it got changed, thank God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And everything's fine now. And John Kent was like a 10-year-old scrapper who became best friends with Damian Wayne, the prickish son of the Bat. Uh, they had very good little adventures for a time, which was very awesome to see.
Mm-hmm.
And then Brian Michael Bendis came on. He got rid of John Kent, and John Kent went to space, and then through time travel shenanigans to a black hole or whatever, he grew up with his grandfather, with his grandfather and everything, and he came back as a 17-year-old,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
which it was a shock to me because I if you remember, Mike, I became a Superman fan thanks to
Yes.
BVS,
BBS.
and it just took off from there.
Yes. It was amazing.
And I was fucking heavily invested with Superman lore and shit, and I loved John Kent with Lois. Like, okay, they're gonna raise John in this little nice environment with his powers, but no.
Mm-hmm.
Editorial and a writer came in and just took all that shit away. Damn it, and it hurt. And to find
Yeah.
out that he was raised by Clark Kent, Kal-El's dad, who's supposed to be dead and he's not, and now he's a teenager. I would think that's jarring for like Lois, particularly because she was denied raising her son from boyhood to teenagedom.
Yeah. That was
I
weird.
will not forgive DC for pulling off that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my opinion because I guess I'm thinking more for the character. Like, God damn, you took her fucking son to space and she couldn't raise him. Ah,
Mm-hmm.
you fucks.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever. It's a comic. It's drama, etc., etc., etc. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it looked like Clark was fine with it, but again, who knows what this how he was interpreted by Brian Michael Bendis and shit. I don't know. Um. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
so currently in comics, Superman Clark is like gone off world to do his own thing. Not that he needed to, not that he wanted to, but he had to. So
Mm-hmm.
he left the mantle of Superman to his son, and now John is taking care of Metropolis
Mm-hmm.
as the new Superman, the hero of tomorrow or future. I forget the new title. I forget.
Yeah.
And John Kent also came out as being bisexual as well,
Mm-hmm.
which I had no clue he was, but I don't mind. Okay, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I do recall seeing a message, like random tweets about John Kent as a kid, like a couple of years ago, that some fans thought that he and Jamie would probably hook up. Like he's like 10 years old. Why are you coding? Why are you doing that? It's like, but he might be coded as being bisexual. Like he is a 10.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. I guess I really don't have no. I don't see any of these characters having any kind of sexuality except for what they're written and everything. But I mean, if he was coded as being bi, then whatever. I don't care. But okay,
Uh-huh.
at 10, I don't think you can code a 10-year-old. Do they know what they want, right? Do they? I don't know.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I honestly don't know. But he's bi, and it kind of took the world by storm by right winged idiots or something. The
Uh-huh.
journalists. Like, how dare you make Superman get bisexual? He's like a hero of the world or something like that. Like, dude, one, it is Superman's son, Lois Lane's son. With the program, you don't follow comics. God, calm the fuck down.
Uh-huh.
But so that was a big thing. So two primary DC characters came out bisexual this year, which was a kind of a big win for the LGBTQ community. So congratulations, folks.
Uh-huh. That's amazing.
Very amazing. It's a changing of the times and everything.
Uh-huh.
But that was I can't. I don't know anything else DC related that happened because I don't really keep up with it as much this time around. Sadly, so I really wouldn't know what's going on with like say like my girl Satana, who I love very much, or
Uh-huh.
Supergirl, who I love very much as well. If you ask me to trick between them, don't ask me. I don't know what I would say. So who do you like, Zatanna, or who do you like more, Zatanna or Supergirl?
Yeah.
Um,
Uh,
um, let's just go. It doesn't matter. I like them both equally. Leave me alone. Um,
uh-huh.
but I don't keep up with anything DC related, and I haven't heard anything big regarding certain things. But I will go. This is technically DC related. Um, some shows. One particular CW DC show ended this year, and that was Supergirl.
Uh-huh.
I thought that had a good ending for the last two episodes. They were able to somehow get it right, I'd say. And Lex Luthor is now trapped in the Phantom Zone. Surprising, not surprising. And by the end, Kara revealed her identity as Supergirl to the world, and now everyone knows that Kara and Supergirl are one and the same. I mean, that,
Uh-huh.
I mean, she asked like Kat, who came back, and I'm so fucking happy that she came back as that Harrison Ford's wife came back as Kat. It's great. I love her. She was one of the best things of that show for me.
Oh, yeah.
just to see, just to see. Just to see Alan McBeal as Kat come back on that show, like, yes, I'm good. And she just said, Kira, like Kara, you've been doing this for like how long? You say that you want something, but you feel like you don't have, but you're afraid that you don't want, but you're afraid that you can't have it. But the thing is, you can have
Uh-huh.
it. It's
Uh-huh.
about time you start revealing things, and I guess that comes. I'm not sure if that's going to come with any kind of repercussions, like Clark and his kids, but we'll see.
Wait, one second. I have to take a phone call real quick.
Go for it.
I'll be, okay.
Uh,
I'll be back.
uh, Okay, but okay, I'm gonna keep talking. So yeah, I'm not sure if this is gonna come with any kind of repercussions because this happened on Supergirl's show, and even though Superman and Lois is in the same universe now. I mean, it's kind of topsy turvy, but they still exist in the same space time continuum. So whether this has repercussions for them is anyone's guess because I don't know. I'm gonna take a wild guess. Kara would probably be more smart about it and just say, "I have no relation to Clark Kent, or I do, but not many people know about that shit." So I say that Clark, Lois, and the boys are fine. But the thing is, they haven't really revealed anything about them saying like, "Oh, we want to see our cousin Kara, Aunt Kara," even though they're like two teenage boys. But Just give me Kara popping up on Superman and Lois show. I'm great. Just have her visit to see her to see how her little nephew cousins are doing, and I'll be happy. Even if they're teenagers, I don't care. She probably they probably say we love her, we love our cousin Aunt Kara. She's awesome. Just give me that shit, and maybe even see Alex. Um, Alex got married, to her girlfriend, and they adopted a kid somehow. Don't ask me how that should happen, but it happened. So he had a little family unit going on. Congratulations to them. Um, oh, there was no final shipping with Lena and Kara, and I think some fans were disappointed. And fine. It's not that I don't see it. I guess they got chemistry, but I don't know. I just don't see them that way. I just see them as friends. But again, I am like very blinded by these things. So, hey, I mean, if you ship those two, go for it. I don't see it. I just see them as being friends. Honestly, I can't even picture Kara being with any guy, anyone, to be honest, because her life as Supergirl is just so vast. I mean, how would you have a relationship with Kara, Supergirl, as a guy? That's the hardest thing to realize that she is like fucking strong and powerful. Nothing can hurt her besides kryptonite and magic. And that, as a guy, you would have to put your fucking pride on the line and just say, she doesn't really need me to protect her. She's got this. I mean, I want to protect her too, but you would have to think of it in a different way. That you would have to like figure out that you don't have to protect her physically. You would have to protect something much more precious, and that is the value of her heart and feelings, and just be like her guidepost. You know, like that. I mean, I guess I can't believe I'm about to say this. It'll be just like Iris and Barry, which I don't ship these two in the damn show. But yeah, you would have to like be Era's guide back to like getting back to normal and everything, and do the best you can. And the whole drama of being like Mr. Supergirl or whatever, and being like, oh, what you gonna like bring? What you gonna be baking her a cake, dude, or something. I mean, it would be interesting to know that that happened. I don't know. I just don't know how to. I don't know. I don't know how to. I don't know how to figure that out with her love life. It's just never. It never really worked. At best, I could see Carol winding up with Barry in a weird way because they like to sing, and Grant Gustin and Melissa Benoist were in Glee. Don't know what that I'd be saying, but they know how to sing, and there was a special episode of crossover where they had like a fucking sing along with it twice. So yeah. And before anyone gets on my case about the whole Iris Barry thing, like, listen, when I look, I'm sorry, when Iris said that shit, Barry, we are the Flash. I fucking ignored her. I'm like, God damn it, girl, no. I mean, ma'am, no. I I get it, but no, no. Then again, this is a CW, and you gotta do some other shit and everything with it. So whatever. But yeah. Oh right, and did you? Oh right. Besides, and like the thing with Lena, back to Lena, she's a fucking like some kind of witch or something. She had mystical powers. She had like magic or something that she studied and got and wound up with, being the half sister to Lex Luthor, and then that became a thing. She was able to regain oh sorry. Oh fuck! I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. Anyway, uh, yeah, she knows magic. That came to pass, and she was able to find closure with her stupid brother Lex because she just said, "You always drag me down, and I'm going to do this for me." And she starts her own thing, and Atco goes back to normal after all that drama and shit. So everyone is fine. You happen to see any of the Supergirl characters in any of the other random shows that are on, then then you'll know that they're doing just fine. And apparently there is I think there was a crossover event, Armageddon, Flash Armageddon, and I don't know what the fuck's going on there. But I just know they don't have like Superman or Supergirl on it, and it sucks because like, what kind of fucking shit's happening that you don't call forth your two most powerful beings in the universe? That you don't have those two, yet you got like uh the Electric guy and the Legends of Tomorrow who like to get high on the spaceship, and I don't know whoever the fuck is on. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. After the whole cat, after the whole Kate Kane fiasco and how Batwoman did that shit, and then Supergirl ending, I am not the most invested in the CW verse anymore. Sadly, I'm happy that they were all able to combine together in Crisis on Infinite Earths, which I stand by as one of the best things that happened in the CW verse. But I think it kind of peaked then, and there was so much expectation, from particularly with me, and the whole Kate Kane and Supergirl friendship thing. But then again, I never want it on anymore, sadly, unless it's like mentioned that they still keep in contact. And yes, Kate Kane is technically still alive in Batwoman. I don't know how. You would have to watch it for yourself. And I will most likely try to watch the second season, but ugh, I'm just so aggravated by that shit and how it went down. Um, Anything else? I mean, there's like three more topics I want to talk about, particularly two regarding Fantastic Four and the Hellfire Gala and X Men that's happened this year. But I don't want to. I hopefully want to wait for Mike if he comes back. If not, I will try to talk about it. But for now, I guess this is just random talks with Jeffrey. Anything else that happened this year? Well, I was gonna save this talk, which I will, because anyone's watching this at this point. There were like a lot of movies that came out, particularly MCU. But since I'm holding off on holding in that conversation with my I'm holding that conversation off until we get Chris involved because I feel like he needs to be involved in that conversation because he likes the MCU as well, particularly about Spider-Man. No Way Home. That became my biggest, I most likely best Spider-Man movie ever. I'm not going to spoil it for you, even after 2 weeks has passed, but it's fucking great. I mean, God, they went for it, and it worked. Oh, I mean, that's the kind of expectation one would have for like, and I'm taking this from someone who said this before, not me. And I'm paraphrasing about that's what Star Wars the last Rise of Skywalker should have been like. That's what it should have been like, but it didn't. We did not get Spider-Man No Way Home for Rise of Skywalker. We got mediocre. We listened to fans, and that kind of fucked your shit up, and an unfortunate, unexpected deaths, and maybe also not really going. I don't know. The Rise of Skywalker is sadly, it's a mess. I accept it, but at the same time, fuck you, fuck you, JJ. Seriously, you had one job, and you. Ugh, again, I'm taking this from what Chris and Mike has said in the past. Not my words, but there was no obvious direction with regarding what they wanted with this franchise. They just did it one at a time, and that sadly, I mean, Ryan Johnson's The Last Jedi was fucking like, oh wow, yes, that's what the kick in the pan Star Wars needed, and unfortunately, it just went off with kind of a I don't dislike the Rise of Skywalker. I actually was like happy for it when I saw it, but in hindsight, and after all like 2 or 3 years, 2 years now, it's like yeah, it's not the best. I'm not saying it's the worst, but they really left too many things out on the table, and Finn got ruined. along with Rey being the granddaughter of Palpatine, which makes no fucking sense because I mean, what did the rules say that she came from nothing? And yeah, that just became not that didn't even go any that didn't even go anywhere because like oh she shoots lightning she's part of the dark side oh no she's Palpatine's granddaughter what it was so fucking stupid. And I don't mind Ray. I mean, like Ray was a good. I mean, Ray is a good kid. Was an intriguing character. I really couldn't care less. But the Palpatine licking her ass to fucking from fucking McChromie, Mr. Burns levels Palpatine. The worst thing you could do, add on to her character because that just disappoints a lot of that disappoints fans of the character and the girl and all the girls who really would be in way because she was a Jedi and had a lightsaber too, and showcased that girls can have lightsabers too, which is of course obvious. Um, it kind of kicked them in the face, and that's just sad. I mean, seriously, why would you do that the fucking way? I mean, again, Rey's not like really like the top tier character for me on Star Wars, but shit, to do that? That's really lazy, I'd say. Um, Okay, I guess I'll continue talking because I got no choice. Uh, I recently got this. Oh, you don't see it, of course. I got this Kingdom Hearts Ultimania story before Kingdom Hearts 2 3 book because a month or two ago I also got like a another Kingdom Hearts book that corresponded with after Kingdom Hearts 3, which is cool. And I thought I should probably get this book too, just to complete it a little bit, just to have like the information on hand. And it's just a book about all the characters and what they were doing for Kingdom Hearts 3 and all the events and how it started. Because if you don't know your Kingdom Hearts lore, it got pretty extensive, sadly, and slightly complicated. And where it all began, it began with Birth by Sleep, the most tragic of all of the tale of the Kingdom Hearts series, because three friends torn apart because they don't know how to talk to each other. Seriously, it's a thing. And let's see. And going by this book, it gives you like little hint, like it starts where it begins, and little hints about things like this. After Master Zeno recommended that Argus hold the Mark of Mastery exam, he arranged for Terra to fail it. This was the first step toward the dual goals of making Terra into the vessel, and using Ventus to bring forth their Keyblade. For the goal, Xehanort planned to build a foundation for Terra to become Xehanort's vessel by isolating the young man after he failed the exam and taking advantage of the weakness in his heart to bring it closer to the darkness. The second goal he devised to ensure the creation of the Keyblade through Vanitas, thus causing Ventus to set out on a journey that would allow Alara's light to get stronger. Footsteps in the darkness. What's this? Why aren't you asleep, boy? Master Xehanort. I thought maybe you might have seen him. Terra, you'd better stay strong for me. Keyblades are not something for you to use just to bully somebody around. Well, that makes both of us. I ran off too. Or, sorry. That makes both of us. I ran off too. He's an abomination beyond hope of salvation. Lend me your strength, Terra. Right this wrong and I have wrought. This is just a main story playback of what happened in BBS. Hurry, you got to get that girl to someplace safe. I just cast a magic spell on you. One day when you're in trouble, that light will thingy will lead you to the light of another. Someone to keep you safe. You mean you've been spying on me? Is that what he said to do? The master's orders? So if I defeat you, that makes me the real Kingsling if you can catch my drift. Join me. You and I can do the world's much greater good by wielding the light and darkness in equal shares. Do as I say. Go home. Yeah, sorry, I was just reading like cliff notes of characters saying something in this part of the chapter. Wig, taking Xehanort hostage with a ruse orchestrated by the two of them. Xehanort sought to bring out the darkness and terror through the young man's battle with Wig, and Wig collaborated with Xehanort after learning about Keyblades and Kingdom Hearts from him. Ambition revealed. So pretty much so forth and so forth and so forth. It has a lot of chapters dedicating time, if you haven't played the game, to get the story straight and keep things straight as best it can. It seems like it's good. I'm gonna read. I'll be reading this more on my own time, of course. I'm reading it slowly because it's a lot of information, and even though I know the information, it's always best to go back and see how far you've come. And interesting and fun note: I played Kingdom Hearts when it came out in 2002, and I played it, and I officially got it on PS2 around Christmas, around 2002 or three. I forget. It's a confusing time. I forget, but I played it. It's fucking great. Anything else I should say? Hmm. Hmm. 46 minutes in. So you know what? I'm gonna divide this episode up in two. We'll see if Mike is able to come back, and I'll finish up on it. So it's gonna be a two-parter. I should have done it from the get-go, but I was on a roll. So I'm gonna give my voice a rest, and hopefully we'll come back after these messages.